Okay, I am excited about this project. I cannot wait. I've been looking so forward to it, and I think it'd be fun to show y'all. Let me give you the backstory. A couple weeks ago, a friend of mine, Serena, and I were talking. Serena actually runs the monthly market I'm in where I sell some of my artwork and some of my stuff. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I love Halloween. I love Halloween. I've been making some of those pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. We were talking about merchandise. And Halloween is, my favorite holiday. It could be every month. I wouldn't care. People, though, were asking me about my Christmas trees, which these are really popular throughout Christmas and really all the time. But people were already asking me if I'm making them, when I'm making them, and all that jazz. And I was asking her, I was like, should I start selling Christmas trees at the next market before Halloween? And she was like, because I feel like that's sacrilegious, The big box stores do it and all that, but let each holiday have its holiday, right? And she said, Andy, just put a pumpkin on it. It'll sell. And I laughed and walked away, and a light bulb went off. And I thought, what about a Nightmare Before Christmas tree? See? That would be cool. Because Nightmare Before Christmas, y'all, if you put anything Nightmare Before Christmas on your artwork, in your word, whatever you're going to do, it'll sell. I guarantee it. They have a following. Now, in this video, I'm not going to show you how to make the tree. The tree, I did a video on that. You can watch that video. It's exactly the same. The only thing I did is I made it wider. Instead of the 1.5 inches, it's 2 inches. That's the only difference. All the angles, the dimensions, they're all the same. So how do we make this Nightmare Before Christmas? Well, I don't have a laser or CNC. I wish I did. So I got on Amazon looking for ideas and ways I'm going to do this. And I ran across this little guy. About 1/8 inch. Cut out Jack and Sally on the little famous hill. Bought 2 of these, got some ideas. Got some pumpkins. These might be too small, might incorporate these. Got some ideas. The top of the tree, got some ideas. I think I'm gonna got a topper in my head. I'm not drawing any of this out, y'all, this is all in my head. And then the rest is gonna be painting, maybe some lighting. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully y'all will follow along. And let me know in the comments what you thought of the whole project when it's all said and done. I think it's going to be cool. These will be for sale. If you are interested in these, if you're watching this video, they went on sale the day this video came out. And you can get them just by messaging me on Messenger. Otherwise, they're going to go to the market first Sunday of October in 2024, and I'm going to sell them out there. So let's get to this. When this came in the mail, I kind of realized that putting this somewhere in here is going to require more. I had visioned in my head, like sticking it over here, but obviously that ain't gonna work. I think I got an idea. I'm gonna cut out a supplementary piece where this can set somewhere more in the middle, and then we'll go from there. Obviously, I needed to make more to this, as you can see, and I didn't want to just glue this on there. I thought that would look sloppy. So I am going to incorporate it like that. So at least it's flush on this side. And y'all woodworkers out there know that this little gap ain't a problem. All that I can flush up. Plus, it's going to get painted, so I don't really care.
Time to figure out the moon, and this paint can seem to be the right size. And I had to figure out the size of that topper that I was going to do, the one I had an idea for. Using a hole saw probably wasn't the best choice, but I made sure it was clamped down well and it worked out just fine. Told you I'd fill those gaps. It's getting painted, so it doesn't really matter. A little bit of glue, a little bit of sawdust, we're all good.
Next step, I think I want to add some texture to this, because in the movie you see a tree on a tree and it's got these little texture lines. So I think I'm going to try that, putting some texture into this tree so it looks a little more claymation. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll look like crap. Do that. I thought about using my 4-inch angle grinder with a flapper disc on it. We'll see. It don't have a guard. Yeah, it doesn't have a guard, and you don't have to tell me that in the comments. I already know. I like it. Let's do the other one.
I wanted the moons to look like they had texture and like actual moons. So I had seen some street artists do some spray paint stuff where they kind of, put layer on some colors. Then you take some crushed paper and give it the texture. So that's kind of what I emulated here. And in my opinion, turned out really cool. Now for the tree topper, I decided to do a circle white Jack Skellington head. I didn't want to do decal or anything, so I hand painted it. You saw me earlier spray paint those white. I went ahead and got some black, and I just, going off a picture off the internet, I hand painted his face on each one. I think y'all are starting to get the idea now of what vision I have. Once again, using the Quick and Thick to glue this up. It needed a little backing so it could have some support in the tree itself. This Quick and Thick is awesome. Dries clear. I always use it. Use my brad nailer to stick it in place while the glue dries. On each piece, I went ahead and wood burned my name and 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. These were supposed to be special edition, and they were. Gluing this up, later found this was a mistake. Should have done this later, and you'll see why. Based off my inspiration from the movie, I decided to put a couple presents under the tree. Also a perfect place to put my battery pack. I needed to carve out the battery pack area, so I used my router to do that. Worked out pretty good. Didn't really show the process of making these. They're just 2x4s. Took my table saw to the edges of them to make it look like they have, tops, like present tops on them. Glued them together, screwed them together, so forth, and made a perfect little present. The wiring on these was kind of tricky. Sometimes I use hot glue to hold stuff in place, but then I always come back with wiring harnesses, and that'll actually give it a nice clean look, and the wires will be held down tight. And remember when I said I shouldn't have glued the moon on? This is why. I made it tight for the wiring. I should have waited to put the moon on last. I had no room, as you can tell. This lighting comes with a sticky backing, but I always use some hot glue to reinforce that because the stickiness will come off and then you got a mess. But overall, worked out great. I was happy with the lighting. Now, I trimmed off the excess right there so you couldn't see it, and it was time to put the topper on. The topper, I went with the Jack Skellington head, go figure, right? And I just used that same glue, the Quick and Thick, put the rubber band around it, called it a day. Now, the presents needed to be painted. Didn't want to make decals or anything like that, so I hand painted the little yellow stripes to make them look like a present.
Getting ready to do my thumbnail pictures, and I didn't like how the light was coming through the tree and on the wall behind it. It was a big distraction. So I felt like it needed something there. So I'm trying out this cloth on the back. I think that'll keep the light in the display. Basically, this is like you're looking into a window, of the nightmare land. So I'm going to try this cloth, see how this works.
No rocket science here, just cut it to fit. I use that Quick and Thick because it dries clear and it works really well with the cloth. I did use some staples to staple it in and reinforce it. Try to make it look as clean and nice as possible, but the idea is this is going to be facing the back anyways, and nobody's really going to see it. That's my thoughts, but this did turn out really well, and it improved it immensely in my opinion. It's funny because I almost forgot to do this, but I had these little pumpkins like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I went ahead and used some JB Weld epoxy, and I just placed them in there nice and neat, a little stack on one side and a couple in there, kind of emulate the movie cover or whatever. That was all my inspiration on this. And I thought they kind of looked pretty cool.
Y'all ready for the reveal? Let's do it. Voila! I'm happy with the way they turned out. Um, Kind of almost what I envisioned, a little different. These are very limited. Obviously, I'm only making 2. I ain't making any more, so don't even ask. But the backs of them are wood burned, Epeius Garage, my initials, the date, 1 of 2, and I signed it. That one will be 2 of 2. The difference between the two is I painted the pumpkin's eyes and mouths, a couple of them on this one. This one I did not because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. I ended up liking both of them, so I did 1 of each. Oh, the lights. Check out the lights. They do light up. They take 3 AA batteries. Pretty simple, as you saw in the video. And that's it. I will see y'all next time. Hopefully y'all enjoyed.